This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening Update for Wednesday, April 29th. I'm Fernella Wedderburn, so glad you can join us. We begin with news of stepped-up security at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital following threats to staff yesterday by a man who was reportedly brandishing a gun. QEH head Dr. Dexter James tells Barbados Today the facility now has additional police patrolling the compound.
There has been no shutdowns. It's been also the same as normal, although there have been heightened interest, heightened security around the hospital by the police and our in-house security. That's all I have to say.
Meantime, the bargaining agent for the workers says it's monitoring the situation following talks with management this morning. Acting General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers tells Barbados Today that they have been assured that all will be done to keep workers safe.
Anytime that there's a threat to human life, especially workers at any institution, obviously it will be a concern. However, the management, we brought it up to their attention this morning in terms of what's happening, and they promised to, as I say, tighten the security. And I think they will meet with the staff because they would have a part to play in ensuring that the areas that are supposed to be locked are locked.
At the same time, police say a search of the QH compound and its environs was conducted after they received a report yesterday, but no one was apprehended. Police are investigating an incident in which 8 people, including students, were injured. According to lawmen, the injuries occurred during a confrontation which also involved adults near the Frederick Secondary School in St. James this afternoon. The 8 had to seek medical attention. Meantime, a pregnant woman was among 4 people injured in a car accident on the Spring Garden Highway. She had to be transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital after the car in which she was a passenger overturned. The 3 others, including the driver, 28-year-old Amanda Ramsey of Sturgis St. Thomas, also complained of pains about their body. An 18-month-old had to be rescued by fire officials today after the baby was accidentally locked in the car. The incident occurred at Coconut Walk in Hastings, Christchurch, earlier today. In other news, there is a call for more support from stakeholders to help rein in the worrying trend of child abuse in this country. It comes from the director of the Child Care Board, June Crawford, who revealed some alarming statistics this morning. Speaking at the launch of activities to mark Child Month, Crawford said the number of referrals have climbed drastically, especially for children suffering from sexual and emotional abuse. 1,745 children, she said, were abused last year alone when compared to 1,036 in 2013.
Of those referrals, 823 were child abuse referrals, and these affected 1,113 children. Of this number, there were slightly more females that were impacted. We had 568 females that were impacted and 545 males. A cursory look at our data suggests, though, that the age group of the children most affected is between the 5 and 11 years age range.
Prime Minister Frontal Stewart believes that an oil exploration deal could see Barbados moving from an importer to an exporter. The Prime Minister made the comments during today's signing of a major petroleum agreement with BPH Billington.
In the event that commercial quantities of hydrocarbons are discovered in the Barbados offshore, our country can transition from being a net importer of fossil fuels to a net exporter within the next decade. It is our aim, however, to ensure that this transition occurs in a manner that is efficient, transparent, sustainable, and free from reproach, keeping well in line with the Barbadian ethos and way of conducting business.
In sports, they might be the whipping boys so far in the ongoing season, but last night, Silver Sands FC put their early season troubles behind them as they shocked the Barbados Defence Force sports program with a 2-0 defeat when the Digicel-sponsored Barbados Football Association's Premier League continued at the Wildy St. Michael AstroTurf. Also in action were Solaris Pinelands, who came in from behind to earn a 3-all draw against Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
A test of character, a test of focus, a test of will, a test of resilience, a test of courage. Barbados, the test is on. West Indies, England, May 1st at the Mecca. Tickets $30, $40, $50, and $60. It's on.
Barbados is on.
To news from the region, disaster officials in St. Lucia have been taking notes and keeping a close eye on recovery efforts in Nepal. The devastation and loss of life there have forced officials from the National Emergency Management Organization to demand that the relevant authorities ensure that construction standards are upheld in Castries.
The Southeast Asian country of Nepal on April 25th was rocked by a magnitude 7.8 quake, one of the strongest on the Richter scale in recent memory. The death toll has surpassed 4,000 and climbing. Nepal also lost centuries-old iconic cultural buildings in addition to modern-day developments, prompting the authorities there to scrutinize current regulations, building codes, standards, and practices. Back here in St. Lucia, the National Emergency Management Organization, or NEMO, wants the relevant authorities to take note and conduct a policy review. Velda Joseph is NEMO's acting director.
We need to be very aware of our actions, as well as our inactions, because whatever you do or what you don't do can actually have an impact on how whatever the event is impacts you. So we have to be careful of how we build.
Experts conclude St. Lucia and the sub-region is long overdue for significant seismic activity.
We are told that we are in a seismically active zone, and so we need to ensure that we take precautions as it relates to earthquakes.
And finally, on the international scene, a fragile calm in Baltimore was broken this evening after hundreds of protesters took to the streets yet again. The protest comes just hours after police imposed a curfew on the city. And with that, we come to the end of our Barbados Today evening updates, but we'll be back again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on iZooming Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 online TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Have a good evening.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.